Narcissism is often misunderstood. People see the arrogance and the need for admiration, but beneath this surface lies a deep well of insecurity. This grandiosity is a facade. It's a gilded cage that traps the narcissist in their own fear. Narcissists crave validation. They need to feel superior. This need stems from a fragile sense of self. Deep down, they fear being ordinary or inadequate. To compensate, they build a fantasy world. In this world, they are special and deserving of constant praise. This need for validation drives their behavior. They manipulate and exploit others. They need to maintain the illusion of their own perfection. However, this act is unsustainable. The mask inevitably slips. The closer you get to a narcissist, the more you see the cracks. This is when their fear and rage become truly apparent. The Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, also known as the DSM-5, provides specific criteria for diagnosing narcissistic personality disorder, or NPD. It is characterized by a pervasive pattern of grandiosity, need for admiration, and lack of empathy. According to the DSM-5, individuals with NPD often exhibit these signs: an exaggerated sense of self-importance. They overestimate their abilities and inflate their accomplishments. A preoccupation with fantasies of success, power, beauty, or ideal love. They are consumed by thoughts of their own brilliance and superiority. A belief that they are unique and can only be understood by other special people. They feel above others and dismiss those they perceive as inferior. A need for excessive admiration. They constantly seek praise and validation from others. A sense of entitlement. They believe they deserve special treatment and get enraged when denied. These criteria help clinicians diagnose and treat NPD. However, it's important to remember that these are just guidelines. Not everyone who exhibits some of these traits has NPD. Narcissistic abuse is often portrayed in popular culture. From literature to film, these examples offer insights into the fear-driven behavior of narcissists. One example is the character of Tom Ripley in Patricia Highsmith's novels. Ripley is a charming con artist. He is driven by a deep-seated insecurity and a desire to be someone else. He resorts to manipulation, deceit, and even murder to maintain his fabricated persona. Another example is the character of Miranda Priestley in The Devil Wears Prada. Miranda is a powerful fashion editor. She uses her position to intimidate and belittle her assistants. This behavior stems from her own insecurities and fear of losing her status. These examples highlight how fear fuels narcissistic abuse. Narcissists lash out because they feel threatened. They perceive any challenge to their carefully constructed self-image as an attack. This fear drives them to control and devalue others, ensuring their own sense of superiority remains intact. Dr. Judith Herman, a renowned trauma expert, outlines several red flags of narcissistic abuse in her book, Trauma and Recovery. Recognizing these signs is crucial for protecting yourself from further harm. These red flags include a history of broken relationships. Narcissists often leave a trail of broken relationships in their wake. An inability to tolerate criticism. They react with rage or denial when confronted with their flaws. A lack of empathy. They are unable or unwilling to understand the feelings of others. Exploitation of others. They use others to achieve their own goals without any regard for the consequences. Gaslighting and manipulation. They distort reality to maintain control and make you doubt your own sanity. If you recognize these signs in someone you know, it's important to proceed with caution. Remember, you cannot change a narcissist. Your priority should be your own safety and well-being. Section 5. Mirroring misery. The impact of narcissistic abuse on victims. Narcissistic abuse can have devastating effects on victims. The constant manipulation and emotional invalidation can leave them feeling confused, worthless, and deeply insecure. Psychological mirroring theory helps explain this impact. Narcissists are masters of mirroring. They reflect back what you want to see, making you feel understood and valued. This tactic allows them to gain your trust and affection. However, this mirroring is not genuine. It's a calculated strategy to exploit your vulnerabilities. As the relationship progresses, the narcissist begins to devalue you. They project their own insecurities onto you, chipping away at your self-esteem. This constant cycle of idealization and devaluation leaves victims emotionally drained and psychologically scarred. They may experience anxiety, depression, and complex post-traumatic stress disorder or CPTSD as a result of the abuse. Section 6. Setting boundaries. Navigating interactions with narcissists. Dealing with a narcissist requires setting firm boundaries. This can be challenging, as narcissists are notorious for pushing limits and disregarding the needs of others. Start by identifying your non-negotiables. These are the behaviors you will absolutely not tolerate. For example, you might decide that you will no longer tolerate being yelled at or belittled. Once you've established your boundaries, communicate them clearly and directly. Use I statements to express your needs and limits. For example, you could say, "I will not tolerate being spoken to in that manner. If you continue, I will end this conversation." Be prepared for resistance. Narcissists are accustomed to getting their way. They may try to guilt trip, manipulate, or threaten you into backing down. It's crucial to stand firm and enforce your boundaries consistently. Section 7. Gray Rock and Go Effective Strategies for Disengagement. When dealing with a narcissist, sometimes the best approach is to disengage. Two effective strategies for doing so are the Gray Rock method and going no contact. The Gray Rock method involves becoming emotionally unresponsive. Imagine yourself as a gray rock, uninteresting and unreactive. Limit your interactions with the narcissist and keep your responses brief and unemotional. This deprives them of the attention and drama they crave. No contact is a more extreme measure, but it is often necessary for breaking free from narcissistic abuse. This means cutting off all contact with the narcissist, including phone calls, texts, emails, and social media. While difficult, this separation is essential for healing and moving forward. Section 8. Protecting yourself. Prioritizing your well-being. Protecting yourself from narcissistic abuse requires prioritizing your own well-being. This involves taking care of your physical, emotional, and mental health. Start by building a strong support system. Surround yourself with people who love and support you. Talk to trusted friends, family members, or a therapist about what you're going through. Engage in activities that bring you joy and help you de-stress. This could include exercise, spending time in nature, pursuing hobbies, or listening to music. Remember that healing from narcissistic abuse takes time. Be patient with yourself and celebrate your progress along the way. Section 9. Seeking support. Finding strength in community and therapy. Seeking support from others is crucial for healing from narcissistic abuse. Talking to a therapist who specializes in trauma or abuse can provide invaluable guidance and support. Therapy can help you understand the dynamics of narcissistic abuse, identify and challenge negative thought patterns, develop healthy coping mechanisms, and rebuild your self-esteem and sense of self-worth. Joining a support group can also be beneficial. Connecting with others who have experienced narcissistic abuse can help you feel less alone and provide a safe space to share your experiences. Section 10. Unmasking the truth, empowerment through understanding. Unmasking narcissism is not about understanding the narcissist, it's about understanding yourself. It's about recognizing the tactics used against you. Once you see the patterns, you can break free. Remember, you are not to blame for the narcissist's behavior. You cannot change them, but you can change how you respond. You have the power to set boundaries, protect yourself, and heal from the trauma of narcissistic abuse. Knowledge is power. By understanding narcissism, you empower yourself to make choices that support your well-being. You can move forward with strength, resilience, and a renewed sense of self.